So hi, I'm Gemma, otherwise known as Gemma Dreams, and I love Wizard101. It's my favorite MMO of all time. I've been playing it ever since I discovered it as a kid, and I've been in love with the game ever since. If I was able to count how many hours I've wasted in this game, then actually learning important life skills like cooking and sewing or having a social life, it would have mostly either be disturbing for you or amazing depending on the person you are. So back on context, I've watched a lot of Wizard101 YouTubers doing walkthroughs and PvPs and top 10 videos. However, when I was also playing a certain MMORPG that you may or may not have heard before, World of Warcraft, I got told to look up World of Warcraft raiding guides to learn the raid bosses' cheats and how to get through them as a team. I thought how some of the videos are so well made and gives great intel on the raid rooms and the boss fights that I thought it would be cool to do something like that for Wiz. So this is my new passion project. I'm going to make a guide on every important dungeon in Wizard101 that you will want to do when leveling your new wizard, starting with the first big dungeon, Mount Olympus. Mount Olympus is a level 30 dungeon with one of the best gear you can get at this level. Have you ever just wandered into the second or third area in Mushu and see most of the wizards you come across are wearing very similar clothing? It's not just some new fashion trend, it's the best gear you can get at that level to make your leveling even easier. There are two sets of gear to get for your school, the Senator's set and the Zeus's set. Both of them are really good and will be a huge upgrade to the gear that you have been wearing so far. However, the Zeus's set is slightly better but harder to get. You see, the Senator's set is dropped by any mob in the dungeon. However, the Zeus's set can only be dropped by the final boss fight, Zeus, and can only drop your school spec. So you can't cheat on your max level wizard and transfer the gear over to your other wizard. Also, you'll get the all-powerful wand, Sky Iron Haster wand, which you get at the end of each run-through. There are also side school wands you can get, however, they're not nearly as good as the Spear of Destiny. That's what I like to call it anyway. Okay, so now you know why this dungeon is important and what you want to get. Let's get into the battles. The first battle is in the Sun Chamber, a portal bright one, the Life Elite, and his minions, the Elite Cyclops Guards. He has 3,360 HP. He can cast all of these spells you see now and can cast his special spell, Natural Attack, with any pips. No cheats, so fairly easy. Just watch out for his heals and the Cyclops' stuns. Next is in the Moon Chamber, Crescent Moon Center. She is paired up with the Snake Archer. I cannot pronounce her actual name. She has 1,280 HP and is part of the Moon School, so she resists death, myth, and ice. Best to use life, storm, and fire spells on her, especially since she casts the Moon Shield. The spells she can cast are on your screen now. No cheats here, so you're good. Up next is on the Sky Balcony, Praetorian Guard and his 3 Cyclops. He has a pathetic amount, 980 HP, and can cast these spells you see before you. Probably the easiest, best thing to do here, if you're with or without a team, just all group hit on the first turn, or as fast as you can, right before they stun you. And if you can't hit on the first turn, just stun block yourself or whoever is hitting. Your team members will love you for it. Once you do that, the next thing to do is a little puzzle for the Golden Apple Girl, who totally wants to kill you or have you as a little wizard pet. If one of your team members gets it wrong, you will have to face these 3 elites before you proceed. So it's important you get it right. How I always remember it is the snake always goes last. So Elephant beats Minotaur and Minotaur beats Snake and Snake beats Elephant. However, if one of you or your team members mess up, no need to worry, they are pretty easy. Just watch out for the Elephant's smoke screens, the Minotaur's tower shields, and the Snake's terrible attacks, I guess? They are all pretty easy. Also, a side note, if you go into the cage door under the arena, you will be met with the rank 13 balance boss, which I don't recommend if you are a team of baby level 30s. Just trust me on that. Alright, so next, after you defeat the Cyclops guarding the halls of the Watchful Eye, you will speak with this guy telling you to collect the silver birds. I am showing you where they are all now, so feel free to pause the video. Also, a nice tip, if you are speed running this with a group, it's faster to have one person wait at the NPC while everyone else runs around for the silver birds. Alright, now time for the first boss fight. Ares, Savage Spear, and his familiar snake archers. This boss is a fire school with the mastery of death. He has 3,600 HP and can cast all the spells you see before you. This boss does cheat at the beginning of the battle. He will cast Amplify on himself and will cast it again every 4th turn, which gives him a plus 15 on every hit. And if you attack him with a single hit, he will cheat cast his natural attack, which will do either 440 to 690 damage, regardless on his pips. The best thing to do when his shields are down is to attack him with group hits like Blizzard, Sandstorm, Tempest, etc. If you're a school that doesn't have one yet, like Life or Death, feel free to just support the team with shields and heals, which shouldn't be too hard. I mean, you're both Life and Death, the healing schools. It should be pretty easy. I will have to admit, this one is pretty tough to fight solo, but it is possible. And now for the fight you have all been waiting for. The Big Daddy himself, Zeus Skyfather, and his army of Minotaurs. Or Minotaurs. Zeus is a myth. He has 4,000 HP and can cast all of these spells. Every time a player casts a 6 pip or higher spell, he will cheat cast a Minotaur spell that deals 525 myth damage. With the Minotaurs casting so many tower shields, I figured the best way to take him out is have one person, preferably the tank, using group hits to take out the shields and use the second stronger hit to take them out after that. If you have a Life or Death, heal the first hitter because most of the hits will be going to him. Soloing him is a bit tricky, but I've done it before and it worked out pretty well. It was quite the challenge though. Look at that! You made it through the whole dungeon and hopefully got at least one of the powerful items. And if not, well, time to make some new friends and go through the whole thing again. Well, that's all the knowledge I can pass on to you about this dungeon. So I hope you learned something and good hunting. In conclusion, thank you for watching. I understand this dungeon has been out for ages and most of you have already been through it a million times. But I'm just looking out for the new young players out there. as I know a lot of you have probably met a noob going through it and absolutely destroying them because they don't know the cheats. If a new player does hop into a dungeon, just ask them to look up this video instead of yelling at them in caps lock or being mean to them. It's just a game after all. Anyways, I'm glad you stuck around. Gemma Dreams out.